The author appears excessively repetitive in presenting a book of extreme simplicity, by exposing in a true, complete, clear, and precise way that purity and innocence, regardless of time or place, will always be present. Purity and innocence are the foundations that lead to the path of harmlessness, which reveals itself as the first attribute of divinity. Divinity is the essence of the being, in the realization of the miracles of a single thing. It is the only truth that the being represents. Divinity simply observes the work to which it gives life, and therefore, is present in it. The being is the divinity present in the work. The whole represents the work that emanates from the being. When the being detaches from the work, it disappears, leaving only understanding. Meanwhile, the being is a traveler in time, and his apparent imprisonment results from ignorance regarding the use of his latent capacities. The being transcends the limitations that surround him, and overcomes the lack imposed by the senses, by activating his capacities, and using them to affirm himself as master in any environment. When he is in command, science accompanies him, and the being moves freely through all spaces and times, without causing interference. In this state, the being recognizes himself as divine, and paradoxes cease to exist. The being is none of what he attributes to himself. The being is not the body, is not the soul, is not the spirit, nor even what we call being. Any identity attributed to the being is merely a means of interaction between the being and the constant metamorphosis of the environment in which he is immersed. Therefore, the divinity of the being is inexplicable. It has no identity of its own, although it identifies with everything. A comprehending gaze, and a gaze of understanding, differ deeply. The first perceives the existence and movement of things, accepting and forgiving them, without necessarily understanding them. The second not only sees, but also fully understands the reason for existence, and the movements that sustain it. The book observes everything with the second gaze, fully understanding the reason for existence, and the movements that sustain it. It also analyzes the behavior of the first gaze, revealing its way of perceiving and reacting to things.